What's up, creatives? In this video, I will be showing you how to create a church Thanksgiving flyer. But before we get into it, I'd like to remind you to please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have subscribed, don't forget to hit the like button and drop a comment after you watch this video. Thank you. Now let's get into it. So I'm going to bring in my background first. And then I'm going to lock down that layer. And I'll also create margin lines with the help of my rectangle tool. So most people use rulers, like just drag the rulers out, but I prefer to do it this way so I don't get to stress myself figuring if the measurements are equal. So once you draw a rectangle like this, all you have to do is just move it to the edge or the side. Place your ruler, do the same thing, just move it over here, drag out another ruler, and then you want to rotate it 90 degrees. And put it here. Then take this one down and put it here. And when you're done, you can just go ahead and delete the rectangle. So I have an image that I cut out previously to save time, and I'll just edit it right here. So I'll be using the camera roll filter option. And when I'm designing, I like using, in the presets I have favorites. Okay, so one is instant vintage and the other is bright. So it depends on the feel I want the flyer to have. So this is the presets, and we have categories of presets. So in color, I'd love to use bright or vivid, like I said, depending on the feel I want the picture to have. So for this one, I'm settling for bright, and this one I would go for vintage instant. And then I'm also going to add a hue or medium. I think medium is okay. So medium sharpening, and then okay. Now you see how better the image looks on the background. I'm going to just reduce it a bit. Lock it down. I'm going to bring in the church logo. I'm going to place it here. So I will change this one to change back to normal, so the background actually appears, and then I'm just going to reduce the size. Okay, this seems perfect, and I'm going to slightly move it to the right. Okay, next is the Thanksgiving. So the font that I would be using is Heathergreen. I'm going to list out the fonts in the description box. So Heathergreen. I'm going to create a size, let's say 24. And then I'm just going to type Thanksgiving. I'm going to warp the text. I'll use rise, but then I'll just decrease it use 25. And then I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to sample a color from the guy's shirt. I want to use green. Okay, this looks okay. Let me see if it's gonna look better. So there's something called contrast in principles of design. You don't have two high contrasted colors together. It's not going to look legible, it's not going to be visible. So I'm going to reduce it. So I need an element, so I'm going to settle for a circle. So if you want to get a perfect circle, make sure that you're holding on to your shift key on your keyboard and click drag. Even if you drag it right, left, center, up, down, anyhow, it's going to be perfect. But if you leave your shift key, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. But if you hold down to your shift key, it's going to give you a perfect circle. So I think the size of circle is okay. I feel like it's too small. And then I'm also going to sample a color from the guy's outfit. I want to use something that complements the background but doesn't overshadow it. So I'm going to settle for red. So I want a darker shade, darker tone. Okay. Nah, this one is too dark. I already have the color here, so I might as well just click it. Okay. So I'll bring it under 830 and just put it here like this. And then reduce this one. I'm going to reduce it. So I'm going to change this color right here to white, so it's visible on the red circle. And then I'm going to make this one also the wine. Just sample the color from here. So let me just reduce it a bit because it's looking large. Right, then I could also adjust the circle. Somehow I'm not satisfied with this. Okay, but we'll make adjustments as we proceed. Next is the dates. So I'm fond of duplicating layers and just editing them. So I have duplicated this one. Just going to type Sunday. Sunday 1st April. We're also going to change the weight of the fonts. Extra bold. I'm also going to make the color a bit darker than the army green that we have here. So it's also going to be army green, but just a darker shade, so it's going to go down a bit. Okay, perfect. And then the size, I still feel like 6 would be too big, so I might as well just manually increase the size. I'm just gonna adjust. Let me just take the dates, time and venue, and take it off the dates here. Seems fine. Okay, so we're almost done. Now I'm going to duplicate this layer and change the text to celebrate. I'm going to use a very light color that's close to white but not white exactly. So let's settle for this. Okay, I'll change the fonts. I'll be using a signature font. Oh, here it is, Housttley signature. So yeah, now I'm going to take it down, way down underneath Thanksgiving, and I'm just going to enlarge it. And I'm going to reduce the opacity. So it should be visible, but it shouldn't contain with the main details. Still going to reduce the opacity though. that done, I'm locking down the layer. So I'm going to make adjustments to the sky. So always make sure that your cotton is clean. See the Thanksgiving. Let me just reduce it a bit. Okay. I'll also reduce the Thanksgiving a bit. And then I'm just going to duplicate this Sunday layer or the date layer. Going to duplicate it and change it to service in capital letter. I'm also going to warp the text using the same warp option, rise, not too much though. Okay, one more. Perfect. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to place it here. I'm going to change the color. I forgot to change the color. I'm using the same shade of green as the Thanksgiving. Slightly reduce this one. So it's aligned with Thanksgiving. Finally, I'm going to add my flare, which is hidden somewhere here. But here it is. I'm going to change the blend mode to overlay. Where to put it, where to put it, okay. Lock down the layer because this flare, once you change the blend mode, can be very tricky. Lastly, I would bring in the tambourines. I have them here in my download folder somewhere. Oh, here it is. Big as usual. Yep, I'm also going to add the camera raw filter. So this time around I'll be using vivid instead of bright because I want the tambourine to appear darker. and I'll be using warm shadow instead of warm contrast. So I'll add emotion blur -76. The angle is -76, so you could change the angles depending. So if I change the angle, it changes. So I'm going to set for -76. Then I'm just going to reduce it. But before I do that, let me quickly rasterize the layer so that I don't have any prompts when I'm about to transform that adjust the size. So now I can transform it without it asking or telling me, reminding me that the smart filter is active on that layer. Just going to put this here, make it duplicate, and put it here. This side, I'm just going to make it really small. And we are done. Our flyer is done and completed. It was really easy and very simple. So you want to make a flyer that portrays what the theme is about. So it's about Thanksgiving, and you can see a man playing a local drum. And we all know in Nigerian churches, when it's Thanksgiving, expect to hear a lot of traditional songs, basically. So this expresses the emotion behind Thanksgiving. So whenever you're designing the flyer, make sure that it conveys the right emotions to the audience. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and leave a comment, and also share and subscribe if you haven't. Also, don't forget to hit the notification button so you'll be notified whenever another content comes up. Thank you.